Greetings, fellow detectives. Wizard Kitten here, bringing you a new build in my series Building Nancy Drew in The Sims 4. Today we are doing another apartment recreation for a character whose home we do not get to see in the game. As usual, I am going off the list of recommendations from you wonderful fellow detectives. So today we are doing Ryan Kilpatrick's apartment. Ryan is the mechanical engineer, or at least one of the engineers. I believe her actual title is as a mechanical engineer from The Deadly Device, and she is a very fun character. She has a lot of energy. She's boisterous, she's fun, she's into cutesy things like gummy bears, but she's also clearly very smart. Like, everyone who works at the Technology of Tomorrow Today lab is very, very clever, extremely smart, and she's really good at what she does. And I think Ryan is a really cool character because she balances a lot of masculine elements and feminine elements just really effortlessly, it seems like. Like, she's in a career that continues to traditionally be more male heavy. It definitely doesn't need to be that way, but the way things currently stand, that does continue to be a trend. And at the same time, she's super into things like gummy bears and just fun. She talks about acting out cute little plays with these gummy bears, and you can tell she still has a lot of like whimsy and feminine energy to her as well, despite the more logical nature of her job. So I had a lot of fun kind of playing with both the masculine kind of energies and feminine energies and trying to bring fun throughout the entirety of this space. I also wanted to make sure that it was a very technology heavy space. So like here in the living room, I made sure to add both video game machines. So even though they do the exact same thing, I think Ryan would definitely be one of those people that would have like a PlayStation and an Xbox and a Nintendo Switch. Like, she would have all of them. And this does end up being a 2-bedroom apartment. I did the floor plan and all of the kind of planning ahead off camera, just so you could see the actual nitty-gritty, the actual details of this space. But one of the bedrooms is going to be reserved as more of an office space just for Ryan. So it's only her who lives in this space. This is only her apartment. And it has this nice little laundry room here. It has one bathroom. So this very easily could be used as a 2-bedroom space, but I use it as a 1-bedroom with a full office and little studio. I tried to start by kind of just putting in the necessities first and putting in the general decorations first without adding a ton of personality. And then I go back and I start to add the decorations after I thought a little bit more about what Ryan's living space would look like. And kind of the first hint of that is as we're decorating the bathroom here, you'll start to see it show up. I do just kind of the normal fixtures. I figured this apartment was a little bit nicer. It's definitely more eco-friendly, and I think that's something that she would definitely prioritize when she's looking for an apartment to live in. But then I go ahead and I add this fun little whale rug. So I wanted to just like, the one thing in this room that she could customize would be super whimsical and fun. That was definitely the idea behind that. And then when I start to decorate the office space and her bedroom and little things around like the living room, like the puppy lamp that I have in the living room, stuff like that, I was trying to convey Ryan's personality through a lot of the decorations. I do give her a lot of collectible items as well, so when I do start adding in the decorations, a lot of them are things from the hidden objects menu, so things that normally you would have to collect throughout the game, because I figured Ryan would be super into like kitschy items. I figured she'd collect a lot of like action figures and figurines and stuffed animals and snow globes and just everything she would be really into collecting. And most of the artwork that I have on the wall is actually also from the hidden objects menu, and it's stuff that you can get from looking in microscopes or looking through the telescopes. So I liked that idea as well. That connection to science is definitely throughout this whole space. Her bedroom has kind of more pastel-y colors. It's more of the kind of feminine energy, but I also balance it out with some like neon greens a little bit later. Things like this llama rug I thought were perfect for her. I thought she would think that the llama rug was really cute. I did think about like going extra cute in the living room space as well, or in the kitchen. But I think that Ryan would be, as she's getting older, as she's maturing a little bit, she would start to play with more industrial elements, kind of connecting to that logical design side of her that she's so very good at. So I wanted the kitchen to definitely have industrial elements, and then I tried to kind of convey that in the living room as well. And this space, the office space, is the first one that I really go all out decorating and trying to add personality to. So for example, we have the gaming posters that are signed on the wall. They're autographed. She has this fancy gaming setup with the 3 monitors, the triple monitors, a really nice gaming chair. I gave her this robotic station where she would do lots of tinkering. She's not creating robot cats, mind you, because robotic things apparently creep her out, but this is the closest kind of like mechanical tinkering object that we have in the games, and I figured even when she's at home, Ryan would be interested in doing those kinds of things too. Like, she would get inspired and want to work on a new idea periodically. I tried to make the space relatively cluttered as well, but in still an organized way. I think Ryan strikes me as the kind of person who will kind of, once she's working on a project, she'll be kind of messy within that project, but then when she's done, she kind of likes to have a more clean space. I don't know what it is about her that kind of gives me that vibe, but for example, all of the books on the chair, like, rather than having books just scattered everywhere, they're at least in a nice pile. I mean, they aren't put away on the shelves or anything, but there's a nice pile going. So there's a little bit of organization. I'm trying to think of like Ryan maturing a little bit as a person, getting a little bit older. She seems very young in the game, and I don't know if that's just because of her personality, but she does seem to be more in like her mid-20s, almost even early-ish 20s. Like, maybe she started working at the lab immediately after graduating with her degree. So I don't know. She does seem very young. And this idea is like Ryan as she's kind of growing up a little, but she's still very much connected with that childlike excitement kind of side. So I gave her all sorts of fun decorations on the bookshelf, fun decorations in her bedroom. I clutter up the kitchen a little bit, and yeah, just had overall a very fun time trying to create Ryan's space. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments what you think, and if it kind of conveys Ryan to you. Do you think it looks like a space that she would enjoy and that she would live in? This particular apartment is in the world that came with Eco Lifestyle, whose name I always forget. I always want to say Granite Falls, but I know it's not Granite Falls because Granite Falls is the vacation world that came with Outdoor Retreat. I always forget the name of it, and it kind of bothers me. But it's this particular apartment building has been updated just through gameplay. So the fixtures are all nicer, the windows are much nicer. It had these floors to begin with, and I thought they were perfect for this space because I do think Ryan, she's an engineer, so she's making decent money. She would prioritize living in a space that's really sustainable and really eco-friendly and using a lot of more modern kinds of techniques. That would be something that would be important to her, in my opinion, just based on her work and her personality and the way that she thinks about things. But now we're adding some more like elements of whimsy. Like, we've got the pink mirror with all of the stickers on it, and we've got stuffed animals kind of scattered all around the bedroom. We've got the big pink bear chair, and I think a lot of these things are things that she definitely would have had for a long time, maybe as a teenager or during her college years, and that she will never get rid of. Like, I think she'll always have these cute things, but as she grows a little bit and adds new things to her apartment, new things to her life, they just continue to be there. So she has some nicer items, and then she has some of these very fun items as well. I definitely think she would have a lava lamp as well that feels very much like a Ryan Kilpatrick item, in my personal opinion. As I'm recording this, I'm getting ready to head back to work for the new year, and it's just kind of like Oh, do we have to go back to work? It's always hard after a nice little break. I've been on winter break, and it's always hard after a break to get back into that kind of work mindset, especially if it's been a restful break. And I've been really prioritizing self-care over this break, and really just enjoying that, like enjoying doing yoga and going on walks. And one of you amazing fellow detectives recommended like lighting candles during like shower and bath time to make it feel more spa-like, and it's just like such a great idea, and it's been so wonderful. So it almost makes me feel like, am I still gonna have time to do all of these nice self-care things that I've been enjoying so much? But it's about prioritizing it. It's about finding ways to fit it in. So I'll definitely have to keep doing that. What kinds of things do you guys like to do for self-care? What do you like to do to relax and chill? What makes you really happy and feel really zen? What kinds of things are you guys into? I'd be curious to know. I'm always looking for more ideas to add into my toolkit. So here in Ryan's bedroom, we are continuing to add more decorations. I did give her a pet frog as well. It seems interesting in the game. She has like an interesting relationship with animals, and I'm pretty sure it's just robotic animals. Like I think just the idea of a robotic cat is the thing that weirds her out, because Mason, one of the other characters, kind of terrorizes her with this robotic cat and like leaves its parts around, and I guess that's just perhaps the thing that is upsetting Ryan during the whole thing. I don't think it's that she like doesn't like animals to begin with, but I figured if she were to have a pet, it would more likely be like a reptile or an amphibian, or more of like a non-traditional pet. If she did have a traditional pet, I think she'd be more of a cat person, just based on, I don't know, her personality and stuff. But now we're just adding in a couple of final details to the kitchen and the living room, a couple things to make it look a little bit more filled in. I loved putting the succulent with the little smiley face pot on the table. I thought that was very Ryan. Just that extra added little smile was exactly the vibe we were going for. But anyway, we're heading on to the screenshots. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Nancy Drew and Sims 4 content. Thank you so much for watching, fellow detectives. I will see you soon.